I'm not running as fast as I was. I'm thinking about the steps I take. I'm in a really comfortable, content place when it comes to my life. And the choices that I'm making are mine and are not defined by other people or the validation that I probably needed when I was younger. So I think that's made me a little bit more happy and calm. Work can be your companion. Work can be creative. Work can be something that gives you joy. And now I've reached a point where that work-life balance for me is most important. I think my message would be that there's a lot of noise around us. So if you want to be the lead actor of your movie, which is your life, you've got to take choices that might be contrary to what you've heard. And that empowerment may or may not come from your parents, may or may not come from your family or boyfriend or whoever you're around. It comes from you. And that no one can do, you know. I, again, was lucky maybe because my parents gave me that. But I try to remind young girls specifically that if you don't have that, if you don't have that encouragement in your home, try to find it in your gut, because no one's going to fix your life. But from people that inspire you, I have been inspired every day by collaborators that I work with. The reason I take new steps is because I see someone else doing something new and I'm like, what can I do that'll make me feel how I feel about this person? It's about that feeling. It's about imbibing from the people around you. And it could be someone you admire on television. It could be someone in your class. It could be someone that you work with. But when you see something that you admire about someone, imbibe it. I just think that, like I told you, I like to imbibe from the people around me. When I was becoming an actor, I didn't know anything about acting. So I used to sit and watch my co-actors. I used to sit and watch why they did what they did. I used to talk a lot to my producer friends, producers that I was working with. So people don't think about how much hard work, how much consistent knocking on doors, how much humility it takes to go to another country and start from scratch. I don't lie to myself. I'm very honest to myself. So I did the music. I love the music that I did for myself, but it wasn't my standard of excellence. It was good. It was fun. Played on the radio. It was successful. Sold a lot of CDs, but it wasn't my lane. And that made me want to dabble in acting as well and see if there was an opportunity there. But it required me to strip every single thing that I knew in India and the laurels that I had achieved in India, the awards that I had won, the movies that I had done, the box office successes that I had seen. It required me to walk into rooms with extreme humility and introduce myself to people, to take my show reel and say, this is the work I have done. I would love to work with you. I would love to see if there's an opportunity with you. I remember I had to do, I've done so many small roles in big movies in Hollywood. But that's what it took for me when I started here too. A lot of people used to say to me, oh, she's left doing Bollywood movies to do small roles in Hollywood. It started with every new actor starts there. You have to start with from the beginning. And I don't sit with that, if I'm successful in one country, then everyone in the world should treat me like I'm a queen. It doesn't work that way. Most people expect and anticipate that if you're treated a certain way or if you're making a certain amount of money in a certain country, you're going to be treated the same way. You have to go, you have to pound the pavement, you have to walk in, you have to be rejected, you have to audition, and you have to work around the culture of a new country. And that was so hard. I had to swallow the humility pill, and I was willing to do that hard work. And then 10 years later, I finally got my leading role in a movie. I finally got the same remuneration as a man, which I never did in Bollywood. I have never got the same check as my male co-actor, even if my part is the same, even if I've held the movie as much as I can. Finally, I got it in 2021 after 21 years of when you move to a new country with no friends, no family, working with people that don't know you and don't know what you are able to achieve. When I first started doing Quantico, my co-actors did not understand the hoopla around me. They were like, who is this person? Like, why are you, the lead of that was the first time I got a lead role in a television series. And they just couldn't understand why. And it required me to just, be humble and say, I'm okay. This is a new environment. It's easy to go, fishing from your boat, but when you have to go deep sea diving, it's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
So you have to learn according to your environment. So no, it wasn't easy. It was very hard. It took a lot of sweat, tears, and blood from me to finally be able to reach where I have reached. Very few of us are happy for somebody else's success. You have to shut off the noise. There are many people that will want to pull you down, but don't focus on that. Focus on the one person that believes in you. Focus on the light, little sliver of light that you might see, a little bit of inspiration that you might see. And that's the hardest thing to do because you're bogged down by baggage. You're bogged down by shackles of people holding you down. So you have to really push forward. And that's just individual. Do you have that inside of you to fight that fight for yourself? Or are you going to wait for somebody else to do it? That's an individual choice. For me, what has always worked is having the small next dream, the next step. So that you always have to take a step up in the ladder to be able to get to the top. You can't get to the top by flying up.
Yeah.
Human beings don't fly. Have unachievable dreams, something that seems too out of the ordinary, then you're waiting for a miracle. And miracles don't happen very often. You have to create it for yourself. So what's the next step in your big dream? So if you want to buy a car, say for example, you have to figure out how much it's for. Your goal. So if my goal is one thing, I'll work backwards. And what is the first step in that goal? I'll take that. Then the next step in that goal, and slowly you'll buy your car. Do not hang around with poisonous people. Do not keep people around you that are toxic, that mess with your brain. Keep people around you that are genuinely happy for you. Only people that are genuinely happy for you. And if that's two people, you're a rich person. People could think I'm unlikable. People could say that I'm a horrible person. People could say I'm unprofessional. That's not my truth. But I can't change that opinion. The meaning of life is having purpose. We're born and we'll die. What you do in between that is your legacy. And if your legacy is, walking with sand between your toes and living in a shack and being happy and meditating, sure, it's an individual choice. Success is very subjective. To each person is their own. My success might be completely not attractive to somebody else's success, So the equity that we put on, you're the most successful, one of the most successful people on the planet, whatever, great. That's my version of it. But somebody else's version of it could be completely different. But I really believe that what your purpose in life and what you do between birth and death is what counts. So the pursuit of anything else is just futile. The pursuit should be, what am I doing in my life? What do I want to do in my life? Who do I want to be? Who do I want to touch? What do I want to create? Do I want to create? Or maybe I don't want to create. And all of it is fine, as long as you're at peace with the choices you make. So make choices that make you feel peaceful.